What is up, ladies and gents? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Zebec. We're going to be talking about what's been happening with the price here, and we're going to be giving you guys price prediction for where I think Zebec is going to go over the next few days, as well as a 2025 target. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are new, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. As always, it's great to have you all here. If you are looking for a great place to buy and trade Zebec, then look no further than the MEX exchange. This is my go-to exchange for all trading because they have some of the lowest fees and they don't require KYC to get started. And on top of all of that, they're giving every new user who signs up using the link in the description down below free $20 just for signing up. So if you want to make use of that offer, click in the link in the description down below, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Deposit some fiat or crypto into your account and then they'll give you that $20. And on top of normal trading here on Zebec, they even have futures where you can long and short Zebec with up to 20 times leverage. So again, if you guys want to make use of that, click in the link in the description down below. As always, thank you guys for your support. Let's get started on this video. And so now we're going to be heading over to the price chart here on Zebec. We're on the 1 hour chart. So that's the very short term chart here for Zebec. Of course, as you guys can see, over the past few hours, we've been in the red here on Zebec. The price has been going down throughout the whole of the day. On the cryptos that we cover, it is the deepest in the red at the moment. The market is generally green as of right now. But obviously, it's not all bad news for Zebec because the moment you zoom out here on the chart, it really reveals the whole picture. Of course, as you guys can see, we are still extremely bullish here on Zebec, in my opinion. The fact that we've come down just under 20% there after touching the 0.2 cents level is not an issue in my opinion. These retracements after having such a big pump are natural. Of course, we can see examples of this on so many different cryptos. For example, if we just go back to XCN, which is another coin that we cover a lot on this channel, if you have a look on the way up here on XCN, you guys can see that there was this big retracement here in price. What I'm seeing now on Zebec could be very similar to what this was on XCN. Of course, after that, as a result of this consolidation, we saw another pump to the upside. So, you know, these dumps in price do occur after we see a parabolic movement. That's just completely normal. It's just people taking out their positions here on Zebec. As you can imagine, there's a lot of people who probably bought throughout 2024 who are just checking their portfolios right now. They're seeing that their investment in Zebec has doubled when it hadn't been doing anything really over this time frame, over the past 6 months, and now they're taking out profits on Zebec. So these retracements are completely natural. Of course, at the moment, we're still technically looking very bullish here. Of course, right now we've seen a breakout to the upside from this long-term resistance that we saw here on Zebec. This resistance was holding the price of Zebec down for the best part of a year here. You can see that the price came up to this level perfectly on 3 separate occasions throughout 2024 before finally breaking out just the other day from this resistance. Now, of course, in my previous videos, we treated this area here as a wick-off accumulation zone. I'm going to pop up the schematic here on the screen briefly, just so you can compare what you're seeing here to what we saw on Zebec. And of course, now that we've broken to the upside, we can treat this price action that we've seen over here, this accumulation, as some sort of bottom pattern. In my opinion, this is best described as a double bottom pattern. As you guys can see, this is one side of the bottom, this is the other side of the bottom. Of course, it doesn't visually look like a double bottom, but it can be treated as such. Of course, we can also draw a support line going across like this, so you guys can visually see 2 parallel lines there, one as a support, one as a resistance. And of course, the price target from this pattern that we have seen a breakout from is the distance between the support there from one of the bottoms all the way to the upper neckline, which is this resistance gray line here that we have. We drag this measuring tool to where we saw the breakout, and our first target here on Zebec lies, in my opinion, at 0.27 cents. Of course, that's an 89% trade from where we saw the breakout and still a further 67% from where the price is right now. So there's still a lot of upside to be had in the shorter term. Given the fact that this accumulation has occurred over the best part of a year here, so it's a very long accumulation zone. A lot of people who wanted to be a part of Zebec and now a part of Zebec. There's a lot of diamond hands in the community. Then we could see this as the potential next target if Zebec is able to continue flying. Of course, what we saw with XCN, for example, was a clear 20x from where it started taking off mid-January there. So these pumps are definitely possible on Zebec. Of course, 89% is quite small to what we saw on XCN, so I would not be surprised at all if we tagged that 0.27 cents level. Of course, if that does happen and we still have a lot of momentum here on Zebec, we could be looking at 0.51 to 0.52 cents as the next price target there. Of course, that would put us up around 216% from where the price is right now, and that, my friends, is my shorter term price target here for Zebec. This is how high I think Zebec could go in Q1 of 2025, so over the next month or two. Now, of course, this all depends what happens here on the shorter term. At the moment, we are seeing a clear retracement here on the price. Again, I said that was not an issue, but what I want to see here for these price targets to be kept is that Zebec does not fall below this gray support here. Of course, we flip this from resistance to support. This is a very pivotal moment here for Zebec. That's what allowed it to go higher, even retested it as a support on its way up. And now after tagging that 0.2 cent level, we are starting to retrace. As long as we can keep above 0.14, that's where the support from this structure is at 0.14 cents. If we can keep that level, so if we get down to here, for example, before starting to head back up, then these price targets are still in play. Of course, the more momentum, the more bullish momentum we have, the higher Zebec could go in the shorter term. And of course, if we do have a lot of momentum, as we start hitting these price targets, then I will revise the price targets to even higher here on Zebec. What I'm also looking out for in the shorter term as well to tell us how high we could be going here on Zebec are any potential chart patterns that we might see. So for example, if we see something over the next few hours like this on Zebec where it starts to bounce in between like this, I really love these patterns because these are pennant patterns and these are always bullish. This would tell us that if we break out to the upside from such a pattern, let's just say that we start forming in a channel, in a consolidation that looks like this, that's narrowing in, then if we break out to the upside of such a structure, then we would expect to see such a higher price target. Of course, that's exactly what we saw on XCN when after its first leg up, we saw this consolidation period and we saw a breakout to the upside from that. And the price target from this structure was met. So I'm looking for any consolidation patterns here on the shorter term. Of course, it could look like a triangle type structure. It could also look like a bull flag, which would be more like this. Anything along these lines could tell us that we are going higher here on XCN. Of course, going higher here on Zebec. Of course, on the flip side as well, I'm also looking for any patterns that could tell us that this is a top. At the end of the day, I'm just looking to see what the prices are telling us. Of course, for example, if we see something that looks like a head and shoulders, for example, this is a trend reversal pattern. So let's say this occurs, then that would be quite bearish because we'd expect the price targets to push Zebec back down below this support line here at the 0.14 cents region. So, you know, this is all predictive stuff at the moment. We are still in this very nice uptrend here on Zebec. We're just looking for any signs here on Zebec that we are either continuing to go up past that 0.2 cents level, or are we starting to see this uptrend struggle. Of course, at the moment, things looking very, very bullish. I cannot stress that, and I'm still extremely bullish here on Zebec. We are chilling at the 0.786 fib at this very current point in time, so there's no issues there whatsoever. Like I say, my shorter term targets are 0.27 to 0.28 cents as the first price target, and if it can keep still going past that level, then 0.51 to 0.52 cents as my next price target. Of course, like I say, I'm looking for any other chart patterns, and when I do see something, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. Of course, if you want even faster updates for when I do see these sort of things, follow me on my Twitter. It's at BigBC Finance. It's also linked in the description down below. So if you want to get even faster, my thoughts here on the market even faster, go follow me on Twitter. Otherwise, that's pretty much a wrap for this video. Those are my thoughts here on Zebec. Do let me know down in the comments if you are holding Zebec and what your price targets for Zebec are. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.